when you go to LinkedIn, people trust LinkedIn. So what they're looking for is they're looking to see if they can trust you, and LinkedIn is a way of doing it. People are on the beach at this time of year. It's just amazing. So the first step for people is, I believe, is to clean up their LinkedIn profile.
Absolutely, and there's so many easy things you can do to actually start working on your online reputation, and especially on LinkedIn. A few things just come to mind when we work with many times top level award-winning clients like Jane. Just having a profile picture that's professionally taken, where you're
looking at the camera,
and having a banner that's quite descriptive to the audience in terms of not only what you can do for them, but also proof that people can trust you as an expert in your field. If you're accredited or you won awards or you got any badges around that. And then, of course, a big one for me is to consistently show up on LinkedIn with the same corporate identity. Make sure that people feel consistency, because when people feel consistency, they feel safe.
And then I think lastly for me, of course, you want to have your accolades up there and awards, and use the real estate that LinkedIn has given you in order to fill that out to tell your message. But then I always go to the bottom, and then I look at their testimonials. And there was this guy in New Zealand who I know basically created YouTube before there was YouTube. He created YouTube 10 years before there was YouTube. And his first testimonial I read on LinkedIn was basically saying, "Hey, such and such, thanks so much for the Facebook banner you designed for me."
Oh.
He made him sound like a Fiverr operator.
Wow.
Where he's actually a very, very high-class technician. So these simple things of, you don't have to take all the testimonials that you're given. You actually choose the testimonials that are right for you, and they're the ones that you put up there.
My dad always said to me, if you can lose everything in your life, you can lose your money, you can rebuild that, right? You can even lose relationships in your life, and you can rebuild it. But once you've lost your reputation, it's very, very difficult to get that back. And I think a lot of people talk about branding, which you should, and a lot of people are talking about, making an impact, which you should, and a lot of people are talking about social media, which is topical about, but I do not feel leaders talk about their reputation enough and how fragile it is, and once it's broken, it's broken.